Om. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Saraswatye Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Akhandamandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Let us take in Shiva Shakti in 5 deep breaths. Om Shiva Shakti 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 Ati Madhura Chapahastam Aparimita Modabana Saubhagya Aruna Atishaya Karuna Abhinavakula Sundari Vande Sakarakhya Samarasa Sakalagama Samskuta Sarva Vedanta Tatparya Bhumihi Sada Sadashraya Sakala Satchidananda Sadhya Sadgati Dayini Sakaladi Munidhyeya Sada Shiva Kutumbini Sakaladhishtana Rupa Satyarupa Samakritihi Sarva Prapancha Nirmatri Samanadhikavarjita Sarvottunga Sangahina Saguna Sakaleshtada. So, when we contemplate with love all the namas of Trishati, it makes it very clear that Devi Lalitamba Mahatripura Sundari is literally talking to all of us as her children. She is the mother and she is telling, "Oh child, I created a new, beautiful, colorful, tasteful universe with multiplicity. Srishti. I created it so that let it be a nice, beautiful picnic kind experience for you. I brought you with me to this Srishti. And then I explained it to you what the whole universe is, one by one, because you wanted to be experiencing this picnic or jatra like universe for some more time, some more time, some more time, taking so many births. And I accommodated your wish. I have been with you. Now it is time for you to understand that the whole universe, the world, all the experiences, which are nothing but incidents, the life is an entertainment experience, and also it is giving you the knowledge of who you are, what is your eternal abode, and how long can you stay in this picnic? Shouldn't you go back to your abode? So I'm trying to tell you what that original abode is. That is self, Atma. So in the third Pankti, Sakalahrim, through her own name, she is describing what that eternal abode is. How beautiful and how consoling, pleasant that abode is. It is very true. Even here in this world, when we are experiencing the status of our own selves in this life, when we go to different places, no doubt we come back home. We won't stay back in that place. We do come back. In the same way, the whole universe is a place where we have come with Mother, because she has taken the responsibility from Shiva to give the child the experience of this beautiful universe. And now she's saying, it is time up. Better you know what it is, so that you will look forward to know more and more and more about what it is, how to go, how to reach your own state, original state as self, Atma. So that way, this third line, Sakala is pushing us towards knowing Devi's Nirakara Nirguna state through her own nama. She's not all of a sudden jumping. She's making us understand being in this world, being in this life, how to know it. She's giving that Brahma Vidya, the knowledge of Brahman. And she will also guide us, help us. If we are very keen, if we are having that zeal to experience it, she will make it happen. Anubhava, she gives that. To have that experience, it's good if we know what it is and how to reach. Sakarakhya, that is the Sakalahimsa. She is having a beautiful nama as Sa. Sa represents Para. That is, Para is Shakti. She is also referred as Moon. The energy of mind is Moon. She is also called as Hamsa, which is Atma, Shakti. Both Shiva and Shakti are known as Hamsa Dvaya, the two swans who are gliding in the lake of the mind of Jnanis, the devotees, the sadhakas, who are providing the food for those swans as fully blossomed lotus flower, which is nothing but the knowledge. That knowledge is the base for this Shiva Shakti swans, Hamsas. So, Sakarakhya, one who has Gunatita Shakti, featureless, Nirakara Nirguna Shakti, which is Brahman. In Madhyakuta also, Sa we came across. There also it is referred to Devi as Shita Kirana, Hamsa. Here it is Para, Moon, which is the energy of the mind. So in Varivashya Rahasya, it says the third pankti, which is Shakti Kuta, shines like crores of moons put together in Lalata Madhya. That is, if Ajna Chakra is this, Lalata Madhya is somewhere here. So that Shakti Kuta starts shining from Anahata Nada, Anahata Chakra itself, reaching all the way to the center of the forehead. That Shakti Kuta. And it has that brilliance in it. And which gives the way which paves the path towards liberation. Samarasa, she is the essence in all beings and non-living beings as well. Samarasa, she is the essence in all. That means what? She is there in the salty water of ocean, the sweet water of the river or a lake. But it doesn't touch her whether it is salty water or sweet water, because she is the same in both waters. Nothing touches her. She is all the time Samarasa. This Shankaracharya describes beautifully in Saundarya Lahari, Gurutvam Vistaram. In that mantra, we come to know how Devi's father, Himavan, gave the dowry by cutting off his flanks, Parvata, and gave her that as the dowry for her to carry with her, because of which she is able to spread all over the universe with good grip on the whole universe. Samarasa. So how does she do it? By being the essence of everything what is manifest. Nama Rupa will not touch her, but she is the essence of all Nama and Rupa, all forms. Raso Vaisaha. She is the Brahman who is in the form of essence. So, this is also telling us she is there in the self, the individual, egoistic I, as well as in the Brahman I, the real I. In both, she is the essence, because she is both Nirguna and Saguna, because of which she is present as essence in all. Sakalagama Samstuta. Samstuta is one who is praised, adored, described. In Sakalagama, in all scriptures, she is adored. So, Devi as Nirakara Nirguna Brahman as well as Saguna Brahman, she is praised, she is described, because Tattu Samanvayat, the whole universe is working because of Tat to Samanvayat. Tat here means Brahman. Tat. Samanvayat means happening in regular succession. Isn't it? The whole universe is working with Srishti Sthiti Laya Tirodhana Anugraha. That cycle keeps going regularly in succession. That is possible because Shakti is Sarvavyapi and Sarvagnya, and she is Sarva Shakti as well as Brahman. So she is able to carry on the world, which is Saguna Brahman. The whole universe is Saguna Brahman. This also tells us, as Upasakas, one has to know the grandeur of Devi so that we are understanding and experiencing her with joy. So knowing her grandeur is one thing. More than that is attaining her grace. For both, one has to know how she is described, praised in Sakalagama, starting from Vedas, all scriptures, how they describe her, how they praise her, so that we are able to enjoy, we are able to experience the presence of Devi in every form and make our stay in this world a beautiful one, spreading around the beauty around us, happiness around us. Sarva Vedanta Tatparya Bhumihi. So in the next one, Sarvopanishad Udgushta. Sarvopanishad Udgushta. That means Ut means the superior or the supreme. Gushta means announced, proclaimed. So she, as the highest, power-wise, rank-wise, status-wise, she is Ut. So Upanishads are describing her as Utgushta. In Lalita Sahasranama it comes. How are they doing it? How are they describing it? Because she is not, one cannot describe what she is through words, because she cannot be limited by the words. Whatever we say will become less only. She is beyond the words, her grandeur. But how are they doing it in Upanishads? By making Devi as the base, bhumi, means the base, foundation of Sarva Vedanta Tatparya, the purport of all the Vedantas, Upanishads. Vedanta is Upanishad. So, Sarva Vedanta, in all Upanishads, the purport, for that the base is Devi. Even to Vedanta, to say Neti, 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 this is not Brahman, that is not Brahman, this is not Brahman. To say that also, Devi is providing the universe. Understand the point. Shakti, because she has manifested as the whole universe, Saguna Brahman, because it is there, Vedanta can say Neti, not this, not this, not this. To say something is not there, something else has to be there. That something has to be there is Shakti. So she is the base. They are making the whole universe manifestation as base to understand what that self is. So in whatever path we try to understand what that Brahman is, what that self is, what that supreme is, it is Shakti who is showing the path by being the essence, the base of all our different various paths and various way of worshipping, enhancing the knowledge. For everything, she is the base. And Upanishad is Jnana Kanda. So for that Jnana Kanda, she is the base. She is the one who gives Shiva Jnana Pradayini. So she is the base. It is like all-inclusive way of teaching is mother's way of teaching, isn't it? When mother teaches the child, she uses all possible ways, all things she takes in and gives the knowledge. This is what it is. This is what it is. You have to take this. You have to follow this. So it is all inclusive way. Tantra Shastra approaches this enhancing self-realization with Devi as the base. Sadasad Ashraya. Sat, Asat, Ashraya. Ashraya means she is the final resort. Ashraya. She's supporting, she's accommodating both Sat, Asat, existence and non-existence, truth and untruth. Got the point? It is only possible for Shakti because she's both. She is the bridge between that Nirakara Nirguna Brahman and the Jivatma who is trying to go back to the abode and even to experience this universe. He is taking the help of Shakti because Shakti is the link. She is both into Saguna Brahman and she is into Nirguna Brahman as well. So, Sada, Sat, Asat, Ashaya, Sadasadashraya. Here, one more thing we can understand is while experiencing the universe, we are depending on what is possible to perceive through five senses, the mind and the intellect, that we are perceiving and experiencing it. But once we surrender to Devi, she also gives the knowledge and the experience that there are many things, different dimensions, which are unmanifested, but which can be experienced. That is her grandeur. She makes us experience the world. At the same time, she also guides us towards other dimensions which we are not able to perceive through five senses, but with different kind of ability which she provides once we all surrender to Devi. And truth, Sat, Asat, falsehood, Maya, illusion. She's there in both. She's there in both. But one thing we can understand, Devi, Sat, Asat. She's always interested in making the devotee sadhaka understand the difference between Sat and Asat. To give that knowledge, Devi has to be there as both, because there is no place or time without her presence, because she is the essence of everything, samarasa. When that is the case, she has to be there in both Sat as well as Asat. Asat, when we say falsehood or illusion or projecting through the mind, even in that, as Maya Devi, she is giving us so many instructions. She's guiding us through that also. And of course, Sat. And she's showing that Sat is your eternal abode. Move towards that. How long you want to be in this picnic? You have to go back. The next one, Sakala. There is another version. Sakala is also there. Sakala. Sakala is one who is there in all fine arts. So she is with all the fine arts. Kala, Sakala. She is there in all. Another meaning, Kala is every bit, every distribution of things. Kala, she is very much in all the kala. Mainly we talk about moon, Agni, Chandra, Agni and Surya, because these are the three which are giving us that activated consciousness, the rays. And because of that, Trinetra is also Surya, Chandra and Agni. In them, moon has 16 colors and sun has 12 colors, the 12 rays, parts. And Agni has 10. For all these three, Devi is Kalanatha. She is the ruler of all these three different types of kalas, that is, which is emitting through Surya, Chandra and Agni. Sakala. And in Trika philosophy, they explain it in different ways. There are altogether 7 levels of perceptions or perceiving which is happening in sadhakas. Of those 7 stages in that spiritual perception, the lowest is Sakala. Sakala, state of existence, that consciousness. What is that Sakala? It's all the Jivatmas who have the 3 main impurities. Anava Mala, which is connected with the ego. And then Maya Mala, that is because of the illusion. created by Maya Devi, Vikshepa and Avarana, which happens in all Jivatmas, in all of us. And the third one is Karma Mala, that which we accumulate through our own karmas, through attachment to what we are doing, possessing, asserting the karma. I am the doer. Because of these three impurities, a person, a Jivatma, will not surrender easily to Devi, who is Brahman. It is these impurities making him become more and more attached to this world. So even in them, Sakala, when he is in that state of existence, she is very much there in them also. So Devi is there eternally in every inch of manifestation and at every moment. Sakala. In every moment, Shakti is there. She doesn't choose. He is the devotee. He is a realized person. He is a jnani. So I want to be in them. She never chooses. She is just there in all. Like that, Sakala is the lowest level of existence. Before anyone even makes up the mind to think of who Devi is, who that activated consciousness is. Even before that, they are so worldly. Even in them, she says. So, this Nama really makes us understand to what extent she is so available. At the same time, to what extent we are so away from her. See how she's sweeping all people towards her by giving us the knowledge that, yes, I am there even in Sakala. But it is high time you come to me. Satchidananda. So she is the finality. Because she is Brahman as Sat, absolute existence. Chit, absolute consciousness. Ananda, absolute bliss. That is her very presence. Satchidananda. Actually, this Sat, Chit, Ananda are not the attributes, qualities of Devi as Brahman. They are not the components which will combine to give Brahman quality. It is not that. Satchidananda is the threefold aspects of Brahman. Threefold aspects of Brahman. Because the human mind, when it is going in this path, first we realize that aspect of Brahman as Sat, the existence. Only that aspect shines. I recognize that. Oh, Brahman is Sat. Brahman is Sat. And then I recognize Chit. Brahman is consciousness. And when we are experiencing this Satchit, naturally there will be the experience of bliss. Oh, Brahman is bliss. So it is the human mind, as it keeps progressing, it recognizes these aspects in different levels. So we think that there are three different qualities of Devi as Brahman, but they are only the aspects, the appearance. But all the three are one and the same Brahman. Satchidananda. They are not properties. Sadhya. She is the goal, one who has to be realized. Attainable, reachable. So Sadhya, she is the goal of everyone, every being. Sadhya. So everyone tries in their own way with different paths. It can be through upasana of bhakti, jnana marga, or karma marga. But everyone is reaching to the same sadhya, which is Shakti, the activated consciousness. Shiva's Shakti, Shiva as Shakti. So, how does she achieves that sadhya? How is it possible for devotees to attain her? For that also, she is the reason. She is the reason. Shankaracharya beautifully explains this in Saundarya Lahari. Chaturshashtya Tantraihi. Shiva, through all the 64 tantras, he gave different paths of attaining Devi. But it was in different tantras and it was like bits. So it's Devi who persisted. Shiva, you have given all paths to have the liberation. But because all the 64 tantras cannot be perceived in one janma, no one will be able to get the liberation. So please give one tantra which will make them get liberated. One who can have attained Devi. Give that. That is when he said, I will give Panchadashi mantra, through which they will have all the four Purusharthas and they will attain you. And naturally, Shakti, Sadhya, to be attained, the goal. Once a person or sadhaka attains Devi, naturally, she takes that sadhaka towards Shiva by giving Shiva Jnana, Brahma Jnana. So she does that motherly job of making him go all the way to the Shiva's abode, which is absolute, supreme, Nirakara Nirguna Brahman. All the way she takes us. Sadhya. Sadgati Daini. Sadgati Daini. This is also a very contemplative nama of Devi. Sadgati, Dayini. Dayini is one who gives. Sadgati, Sat is the utmost beautiful, and one has to have that status, which is total liberation. Sat, in the right, good path towards liberation. Sat, Gati. Gati here, it means path, and also the journey. Also, Gati means the status. So she takes care of all these. Sat Gati, Dayini, one who gives that. Sat Gati. She shows the path of realization, and each one is in different levels. So, for each person, according to his spiritual evolution, she gives, this is your status, reach to that. Once that person reaches there, she again pushes up. Now this is your Satgati. Move on. Now this is your Satgati. Move on. Like that, she makes us go step by step on the ladder. So that means what? She is Sadgati, Dayini in so many ways for everyone. Once we have surrendered to her, even if we say once, "Oh Devi, protect me," because I have said that sentence, prayer once, she will say, "Okay, for you, this is the Sadgati. And this is the way you have to go to reach this point." In such a beautiful way, she takes us step by step. Sadgati Dayini. And another meaning is Dayini means one who inherits. She inherits truth. Sat means what? Truth. Sat also means existence. So one who inherits truth and existence as her path and status is called Sadgati. Dayini, one who has that. Padanyasa Krida Parichaya. In that shloka, at the end it comes Charu Charite. Charu Charite, one who has a good way of moving, one who has good history of her own self, how she has been moving in this universe. So she is that. And if we follow like that Padanyasa Krida Parichaya, all the swans of her palace who are following her footsteps, that is sages and sadhakas, no doubt she shows how to move. So this is also another nama which gives us so much of confidence, aspiration, and a kind of eagerness and excitement to move in her path, follow her, become more chummy with her, and enjoy her presence. Because she is none other than mother who loves her children like anything. And she's Sakala. She's not making any choices. Sakala. She wants everyone. So It would be a beautiful journey if we can surrender to her, take her guidance, and move with her. Sanakadi Munidhyeya. Sanakadi Munidhyeya. So she is sadhya, attainable. She is the goal for all beings, especially for Sanakadi Muni. Dhyeya means what? Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanat Kumara, and Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanat Kumara, and Sanandana. These four are the Brahmaputras, Manasaputras, who were very much already into Vairagya and Jnana Marga. So they wanted Atma Jnana, and for that purpose, they came to Shiva. And then Shiva invoked Devi within himself and became the Dakshinamurti and gave them that Brahma Vidya. So, even great sages like Saptarishis and these four Brahmaputras are having Devi as Dhyeya. So that means there is no difference between Shiva and Shakti. Shakti is Shiva and Shiva is Shakti, because of which that activated consciousness is guiding and bestowing their grace. Even great sages like Saptarishis and Sanat Kumaras are all going to Shiva Shakti. Sadashiva Kutumbini. Sadashiva Kutumbini. Kutumbini means one who is the householder of Sadashiva. One can easily understand through the Puranic stories. Shiva Kutumbini means she is the mother of Ganesha and Shanmuga, and she is having Shiva as her husband. So she is Shiva Kutumbini. And of course, Nandi and other Ganas are also with this beautiful, nice family in Kailash. However, in Trishati, it is very clearly saying that she is Sadashiva Kutumbini. She is not just Shiva Kutumbini, she is Sadashiva Kutumbini. Means what? Sadashiva is that Shiva who is there Sada, eternally. Even during Pralaya, because he happens to be the husband of Shakti, that oneness with Shakti is making him withstand. And it is he, Sadashiva, who is holding Isha, Rudra, Vishnu, Brahma within himself, along with the whole universe which has been dismantled during Pralaya as Vasana. For that Sadashiva, she is the Kutumbini. She belongs to that Kutumba as householder with all responsibilities. That means the whole universe. It is not just 5 or 6 people. 'Sadashiva Kutumbini'. Again, Trika, which deals with Trika, which deals with Shiva, Shakti and Nara. Nara means the Jivatma. These three are the main points or topics which weave the whole philosophy. Trika. According to that, Paramashiva is the highest origin, Paramashiva, who is beyond any of the tattvas. From him comes Shiva, who is pure consciousness without any duality. And then comes the Shakti Tattva, which is carved by Shiva, which represents, that Shakti Tattva represents bliss, Ananda. So Shiva Tattva, Shakti Tattva, and the third Tattva is Sadashiva. So she is the constant partner or counterpart of Sadashiva, and she represents herself in the form of Ichha Shakti. So as Ichha Shakti, she is always there with Sadashiva. During Pralaya also, even after Pralaya also, it is he who is having the constant partnership of Shakti. So it is telling us very clearly how Sadashiva Kutumbini is taking care of the second circle during all the 5 Krityas, which is going in succession. Adhisthana, Sakaladhisthana Rupa. Sakala Adhisthana Rupa. Adhisthana is the base. Adhisthana, the status, the base, which is giving full support for something to sustain itself. Adhisthana as foundation. So she is Adhisthana Devata for Sakala, for all. Only if there is a vessel, one can prepare food in that. If there are no vessels at all, how can anything be cooked? So she is like that vessel, like Adhisthana, giving full support for anything to even exist. So she's called Sakaladhisthana Rupa. So all kinds of faiths, all types of worship, all the chakras and all the directions, she is the Adhisthana Devata. She is that goddess who is giving that support. So what can we understand by this? When she is that base, support, isn't it, I would say, common sense to surrender to her so that she is able to guide us, because she is Sakala, Sarvajnani, Sarvavyapi, Sarvashakti, because of which we are in the right hands. Satya Rupa. Satya Rupa, she is the substance of truth. She is very much the essence of truth. She is in the form of truth. That is her original state of existence as Satya Rupa. So, Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma. All these namas are again and again making us, the sadhakas and the devotees, understand how Devi is Brahman, both as Saguna and Nirguna. And because they are telling Satya Rupa, Satya Rupa, Satya Rupa, when we surrender to her, the mind also expands and it starts contemplating in that path and it starts seeking that Satya Rupa. So, when that Satya Rupa is the path and the goal, Dhyeya, naturally we come out of giving a Rupa to her, new Rupa, or the form which resembles a human being. Like idol worship, or with the help of something else, we try to worship her. All these things will become Gauna. That means they recede, they take the back seat because we are trying to go towards Nirguna Brahman, understanding her as the essence of everything. She is there in everything. She is Atma. She is Satya. So all these namas are making us perceive Devi in her true form, which is Nirakara, which is Nirguna, Sarvavyapi. Of course, because we are Jivatmas and our all the five senses are actively involved in the world around us. The minute we open our eyes in the morning, no doubt we are in this world. So, all of a sudden, it is very difficult to go directly to Nirakara, Nirguna, Brahman, Devi. So, for that purpose, if we are able to hang on to the namas of Devi, like Trishati, it will slowly make us go towards that Nirguna Brahman. Slowly we stop giving too much of dependence on form and name of Devi or the external puja or doing the vrata. All those things will become under control and no more we need all those crutches to grow and to have that connection with Devi. So that is why I said in the beginning, how long you want to be in this picnic? You have to go back home. So understand what that abode is, how beautiful that is. What is the path? So for that, see how they are, she is feeding, Shiva Shakti is feeding us her own namas. And it makes our mind also expand like anything. So we come out of the control, limitation of I am this body and the mind. Slowly we start becoming expanded. Samakritihi. Samakritihi means samakrit or samakrita is collected together. Samakritihi, one who is in the form as all collected together. That means the whole universe. Samakritihi, that is what she is. That means the whole manifestation is Devi. See, even if we start contemplating on this, Samakritihi, one who is having everything as her form, naturally our mind also expands to take and experience everything as Shakti. No more we want only the Vigraha in the form which we are all used to. In the calendars, in the Vigrahas, in the temples, they are there as soon as we wake up. When we are involved in five senses around us, then we need the temple, calendar, or even the photos. But when we understand Samakriti, when we start contemplating on this, the whole universe will become like yantra. And she is taking us even beyond that. She won't stop there. She takes us even beyond. Samakriti. And she has no changes in her form or anything, because she is retaining her form as the essence in all beings and non-living beings. So when she is that essence, she is that Brahman, where Sama Akriti. Sama means being constant without any changes. So her form is that as well. And in Advaita, Shankaracharya describes this. There is no difference between the small self, ego, or the false I, and the real I, which is Brahman. Do you remember a few classes back we discussed about it while doing that dream? It is I am I, which Shiva says for the first time. It is the same I which is reverberating in every one of us. Only thing is, it is coming through the mind as the speaker. That's because it is coming through the speaker called mind, it is distorted. Otherwise, it is one and the same. Jivatma and Paramatma is one and the same. But that also, Samakritihi would give us the guidelines how to go in that path, how to contemplate that oneness with Shiva, who is pure consciousness, the Supreme Absolute. And Shakti. Once Samakritihi, once the sadhaka starts contemplating on this nama, he goes to the extent where he is able to understand, have the knowledge, and also experience that Brahman is Nirguna, Nirvikara, Shuddha, Satchidananda. At that point, Shakti also goes one with Shiva. She becomes one with Shiva. She merges into Shiva. And the sadhaka is experiencing Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. The merged Shiva he will be experiencing. As the experience goes deeper and deeper, there is no difference. There is no difference between the small I sadhaka and the Shiva which he is experiencing. So he also becomes one with Shiva. And thus he becomes Samakriti. So in this way, contemplating on this Samakriti will certainly make us understand how every sadhaka is directly connected with that Paramatma, Shiva, and the connection is happening because of the presence of Shakti in between. Once we surrender to Shakti, she pulls us up all the way. She also merges into Shiva. And she also makes the sadhaka merge into Shiva. And just Shiva alone as Nirakara Nirguna Brahman, Satchidananda, remains. Sarva Prapancha Nirmatri. She is the one who creates, who materializes Sarva Prapancha, all types of Prapancha. Prapancha means the collected manifestation of 5 elements. Prapancha. Sarva Prapancha means everything what is manifested is nothing but Prapancha through 5 elements. The presence of 5 elements in different proportions is the one which is giving multiplicity in the form. And she is that Nirmatri. She is the one who creates it. Aneka Koti Brahmanda Janani. It is the same now. So we can understand, we have experienced it as Jivatmas. In Jivatma, Jagrat Prapancha is different, isn't it? When we are awake, the world is different. When we are dreaming, that dream world is different. We have experienced. Sushupti, when we are in deep sleep, that is totally another world. And Turiya is the 4th, which is also altogether a different state of existence, which is like another world itself, not connected with these things. So, if that is the case in the individual, same thing is happening with Brahmanda itself, with the universe, Prapancha as Brahmanda. How Avyakta means it is unmanifested, but it is there, like Turiya state of ours. And then Ishvara, that can be Karana Sharira with Sushupti like experience. Hiranya Garbha, that is like the dream state where it is Sukshma. It is in the Sukshma Sharira, like the bridge. It has a connection with the Karana Sharira. And also it is having the connection with Sthula Sharira. So it is like the dream world. So next one is Virat, which is already manifested like Sthula Sharira, which we can experience through 5 senses in Jagrat state. So Sarva Prapancha Nirmatri, she is the one who is behind all these different prapanchas which are experienced by all the Jivatmas as well as Purusha, Prakriti, Virat and Maya. That combination, Virat with Maya, are giving different universe. Like Purusha and Prakriti, which are giving rise to the Jivatma. He is going through different kind of prapancha. So for all this, Shakti is the one who is Nirmatri. She is the one who is creating it. The very reason. And then Samanadhika Varjita. She doesn't have anyone or anything equal to her. Samana. Adhika, superior to her. Varjita is not there. She doesn't have anyone equal to her or anyone superior to her also is not there. That means she is the one who is supreme, because the whole manifestation is under her. All the gods, devatas, all beings are working under her. Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Naika. She is the heroine. Sarvottunga. Sarvottunga. She is the supreme, loftiest among everything, among all. Her grandeur can never be described. It is beyond any description. Sarvottunga. So, her grandeur cannot be described. She is way beyond. Whatever we try to describe, it becomes in somewhat not complete. It will always remain as incomplete. So she is Sarvottunga. In another way, she is Nihityam Guhayam. She is there in all beings, in the whole universe, in such a way that she is very much within the cave. Cave means what? She is secretively there as Atma, Atma Jyoti, in every being. So, even as invisible, smallest of the smallest, smallest than Anu. In that way also, she is Sarvottunga. So, there is no way anything can be superior in any way. She is the smallest and she is the hugest. So there is no way anyone can exceed her. Sangahina. She is Sangahina. She doesn't have any attachment. Sangha. Sangha means attachment or being connected with another. That is possible only in this physical world among the Jivatmas. That Sangha, that attachment, being connected, because we are seeing everything as different and limited. The rest of the things are there, with whom I am making the relationship. Because of the duality, this attachment is giving rise to many other emotions which we all go through. The desire comes, possession comes, along with that Arishad Varga comes. But she is Sangahina. She is not attached to anything. So there is no desire or no Arishad Vargas, nothing. Sangahina. Qualities are also not there. Triguna, the three gunas, when one is born, at that moment, all the triguna, at the time of creation, all the three will be in equilibrium. According to the karma, according to the impact of the maya, according to the environment, according to the vasana, there will be imbalance of the three gunas, according to which one leads the life. So all these attachment, desire, everything will come into picture. But she is Sangahina because she is retaining her existence as Atma, conscious. Saguna. Saguna. Sangahina, we said in the previous one. Here she is Saguna. How come? She is full of attributes because she has that capacity in her. No doubt she retains her essence. Her status as essence in everything. But because she is there in all forms, the Jivatmas experience her as Saguna. Did you get the point? Because Atma is there, Alakananda is able to do so many things with the body and with the mind. But do we say it or do we recognize that it is the Atma which is sending the rays of consciousness to the mind and to the body of Alakananda, which is making this body and this mind work the way it is working? No. We directly say Alakananda is doing this, Alakananda is doing that. Did you get the point? So, in that way also, she gets the name that she is Saguna. But she is very, very intelligent. She always keeps herself as just the essence, Samarasa. Shiva Shakti. Shiva is consciousness. His power is Shakti. Shiva is Brahman. And his Shakti, his power is this Adipara Shakti, Lalitamba. But they are interdependent and they are so connected and they are one only. For us to call Shiva as powerful, he has to be dependent on Shakti. Unless there is Shakti, he cannot be called powerful. And for Shakti, Shakti is there. Unless there is Shiva, There is no entity as he is powerful. So that he is needed to show her Shakti, to show her power. So in that way, when both of them are one, it is Brahman. When Shakti is in this second circle as universe, she becomes Saguna Brahman, activated consciousness as the essence of the whole universe. And when she is Nirakara Nirguna Brahman as Shiva, she will be just conscious, chit. So, Saguna, Nirguna, both are possible in only Devi, Shakti. Sakaleshtada. There is another Patantara which says Sakaleshwari. But Sakaleshtada makes gives more benefit to the sadhaka when we understand how she is giving Sakaleshta. She fulfills all desires. She bestows, she graces all desires being fulfilled. Sakala Ishta Da, one who provides. Sarvarthadatri, one who gives all the wishes. Here, Ishta, Sakala, in what way we are using the Sakala? The desire differs within a person from time to time or according to the growth within himself. That all differs. For example, a person as baby, the Ishta will be different. She gives that also. As a grown-up boy or girl, the desire differs. She gives that also. As a grown-up person. Or as the intention of the life keeps changing, even that desires she fulfills. For an old person, beautiful bungalow might not be the desire anymore, but that person wants to visit Tirtha Yatra. She takes care of that also. So within a person, Sakala Ishta, she goes according to what the genuine desire is. She fulfills that. And it differs from status wise, from person to person. Even that she takes care. So that means what? All the Ishtas, Sakala Ishta comes under the four Purusharthas. See how beautifully our rishis have taken care of all the Sakala Ishtas and they have categorized it so beautifully. Just four Purusharthas. And Devi bestows all the four Purusharthas. Among these four, Dharma and Moksha are the very goal of Vedas, keeping up Dharma and Moksha, because they describe in detail what Dharma is, what Moksha is. So, Dharma and Moksha are normally connected with spiritual evolution. Between them comes Artha and Kama, which are also taken care. When dharma and moksha are strong, naturally, artha and kama will also be in the same good path. So, Devi, by saying Sakaleshtada, she's taking care of all the four Purusharthas according to the person's evolution, spiritual evolution. She gives all the ishtas when they're genuine. So, it is good if we contemplate all these namas as in witness bhava and see as though you are as though we are studying or trying to understand a research work which is given for you to study. When you study with that bhava, many of the points keeps revealing on its own, on the basis of the namas and the way it is unfurling the deeper meaning in it. So contemplation on the namas is very, very important. For that, spending time on meditation or contemplative meditation will certainly help us to go more deeper into Devi Bhava. And this Trishati is really helpful in that way because it is like a summary of Lalita Sahasranama, taking all important namas which will connect in the life of the sadhakas and take us in the right way. It is a very good guiding um, it is like guiding mother who is taking care of the devotee. So contemplating on every nama is very much needed if at all we want to improve in this. And next week, Monday happens to be Shivaratri. So I'm thinking of taking the class on Tuesday instead of Monday. So hopefully it should be okay with you all. Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti Om. 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 Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti Om.